Hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, this is a good time to subscribe and turn on the notification button so you don't miss out on anything I post on this channel. Well, in my last video, I spoke about how in starting out your career properly, you should prioritize opportunities that give you the room to learn and to grow. And there were so many interesting comments and questions, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who sent in a question or posted a comment. Now, there was one of the questions that stood out very prominently to me, and I'm going to try and address that question, and it was from a young lady who posted on LinkedIn. And this was her question: if I work at the front desk and I'm attached to the HR department and I want to grow into an HR expert, what should I do outside of just going to have an HR course? And there are a couple of reasons why that question is so exciting for me. And one of those reasons is that I also started out as a front desk executive many years ago. And some of the things that helped me are what I'm going to share with you today. So I'm going to say three main things. If you're already in a job, in an entry-level job, and you're wondering, how can I get ahead? How can I become more valuable to my company? And how can I move up? Especially when you're wondering to yourself, do I have the right qualifications? Do I have the right skill set? Now, these are very practical, simple things that you can do. First of all, I suggest offer to do more work. Now, that sounds like something that doesn't sound too exciting, but it works. Offer to do more work. Find your manager or senior colleagues in the organization and offer to support them deliver on their tasks. Now, what that does is it makes you valuable, it makes you an integral part of the team, and it also helps you learn things outside of your immediate job description. So for instance, if you're at the front desk and your key task is to engage guests to the company, take inbound calls, make outbound calls, or do letters, for instance, you may actually want to engage with the head of your department and just ask them basic questions. Is there anything I can do to help you? And that puts you in a place where you'll be given more tasks, most of the time more engaging things to do that can help you learn and also help you develop skills that you originally didn't have. So that's one of my key suggestions. The next thing I would say, if you're trying to move up from an entry-level job like a front desk executive as I was, is to actually put in the time. Put in the time that you need to work hard. Now, if you want to succeed in any endeavor, you can't expect to succeed if you're doing the same things that everyone else is doing. And that pretty much comes to the issue of the amount of time you put into the task. Now, I don't necessarily mean that you have to just stay in the office for long hours, but I mean put in productive work time to make sure that you're actually being effective. Now, hard work never killed anyone. And so if you want to move up, one of my suggestions is put in the time. Put in extra time. Now, if everyone is doing 2 hours on a particular task, you want to put in much more in that. Now, that includes you doing things outside of work hours, maybe even doing it on weekends. And if you're volunteering yourself to do more work in your organization, it definitely would amount to you putting in extra hours. And that helps. It really does help. Now, the third thing I'm going to say is that if you want to move up in anything, one of the ways is to learn. So to read, to gather information, and to acquire knowledge around your area of intended expertise. So if you're working in a sales environment and you don't have any background in sales, or you're working in a marketing environment, you don't have any background in marketing, begin to read. Gather as much information as you can around the area you're trying to grow into. Read. Read as much content, watch videos, listen to podcasts, do as much as you can to gather information. The good thing about that is it helps you develop your knowledge base, it helps you become more knowledgeable, and then you can begin to put all of the things that you know into practice. It doesn't help for you to be ignorant around anything that you want to develop into. So read, gather information, and become better at it. That also includes if you want to take a course, it's a good idea to take a course. It's a good idea to go back to school. But don't just jump into a course because you want to have a qualification. Think about, how is this course going to help me improve my productivity? How is it going to help me become better at what I'm doing? And the final thing I'm going to say is ask questions. Ask questions. A good way to learn is by asking questions. So find colleagues in your organization who are knowledgeable in the area that you're trying to develop capacity in, and ask them questions. You can do that by becoming friendly with them in an informal environment, but by all means, don't just be the quiet, silent, invisible colleague that doesn't say anything, that doesn't ask any questions, because you're really not going to know anything. And don't be scared to ask questions. Don't think that any question is unnecessary, because it's in asking questions that you get to know more, and if you know more, hopefully you can do better. So those are the 4 things I'm going to leave you with. And the question again was, what do I do if I'm in a front desk role and I'm trying to become an expert in a different department or in a different role? How do I move up? And my key takeaways for you are: 1, offer yourself up to do more things. So volunteer to do other things, just basically by asking questions and asking to support someone else in the organization. The second thing I said is put in the time. So put in as much hard work as you can, because hard work actually does pay. The third thing I said was to learn. So gather information, read, watch videos, do as much as you can to gather information around the area you're trying to go into. And the 4th thing is to ask questions. So ask as much questions as you can of people who are in the organization, colleagues who already know a lot about what you're trying to grow into. And hopefully, as you get the answers to those questions, you'll be able to be better, do better, and thrive at work. Now, if you have any questions or comments or suggestions or anything in relation to what I've just said, please post them in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and hopefully I might just answer your question the next time I do a video. Thank you very much for staying with me. I would catch you again next time.